Session number 21 of the $1 Million Case Study. If you haven't been following along, I know we're broadcasting live on a few different platforms this week that we don't normally do. You can find the recap for all of the $1 Million Case Studies on our website at junglescout.com/million. And if you're not aware of what we're doing with this project, we are doing a fully transparent case study where we are launching, growing, scaling a physical products business up to $1 million in revenue. And what's even cooler than that is we're donating all the profits to Pencils of Promise. So we're hoping to build 5 schools in developing countries throughout this process, which is pretty exciting. But what's probably even more exciting for you is we are sharing every last detail along the way. So you are going to be able to see how to choose your product, how to scale these, how to add new products, etc., etc., etc. So tonight, wherever you're joining at in the world, we are going to be talking about Amazon AMS ads, so Amazon Marketing Services ads. So we started on this last week. If you weren't able to catch that, you can find it on our website, like I said, at junglescout.com/million. You can find all of the previous 20 sessions there. But tonight, we're going to be talking about a different type of AMS ad. So last week we discussed the product display ads. This week we're going to be talking about the headline ads. So I prepared a few slides for you guys. I want to show those to you, go over them, and then we will. I'll let you look over my shoulder as we create some of these AMS ads ourselves. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right. So like I said, last week we just discussed kind of how to get access. We discussed the basics of AMS ads, and we went over how to set up the product display ads, which is a different type of ad than what we're going over tonight. So today, wherever you're at, this week we're going to be talking about how to set up the headline ads, and I'll give you an example of those in a second here. We're going to be going over some optimization, a little bit more advanced tactics. So these are some of the things. We'll let you look into the Jungle Snugs AMS account, see how our ads are doing. I'm going to show you which ones are performing well and why I believe they're performing well, and hopefully how you can mimic that same success. So, like I said, headline search ads this week. If you're inside your AMS account, which if you don't know how to get set up, we went over that last week, so I'm not going to be talking about that this week, but we're going to be going over this middle one, the headline search ads. But before we do that, throughout this $1 Million Case Study, we launched a new product. So like I said, if this is the first time you're joining, you're going to have to go back and look at it. But we launched hooded baby towels. We launched them in 3 different colors, white, pink, and blue. And these are towels that children wear after they get out of the bath or off the beach. And they're doing pretty well. So our original goal we launched these is I wanted to be selling at least 10 units per day. So this is the sales history. I took this snapshot, looks like about just an hour ago out of Seller Central. So we launched them on June 2nd. What's today? The 19th of July. So about a month and a half they've been up, and they're doing pretty well. Yesterday we sold 29 units. The day before we sold 30 units. On Prime Day, I forget, we sold like 45 or 50 units or something. That was our best day yet. So far today, it looked like we've sold about 10 or so, but that was a few hours ago. So hopefully by the end of the day, I don't know, maybe 20 units or something today. So they're going well. We've sold 849 units since their launch, which I'm pretty happy with. So we can attribute a lot of things to our success. One would be proper product research, finding something with high demand and low competition. I think we use a solid launch strategy, and now we're going over some little bit more advanced stuff like the PPC and setting up AMS ads. So if you want to learn about any of the other stuff, like I said, you can go back and watch the replays. I want to give you a few other updates. We're running a split test right now using Splitly. So if you visit our listing every other day, you'll notice that we have a different main image up. So we're testing one image that is like a lifestyle image of a baby wearing our towel, and the other one is just like the actual product itself. So yeah, the split test is going good. It's still running. It looks like actually our lifestyle image is doing better. And this should be done by next week, and then we'll choose the winner, and then we'll start to run another split test after that. If you're enjoying the $1 Million Case Study, if you're following along with this, we would love it if you could give us a little love on social. So wherever you're tuning in from, Facebook, YouTube, wherever else, if you give us a like, a thumbs up, some hearts or something, then that we would really appreciate it. We're giving out all this content totally for free. And if in return you could give us a little social love, it would mean the world to us. So what we're going over tonight is a little bit more advanced stuff, okay? So I spoke about this real quick last week too, but if you don't have a product live on Amazon yet, I would encourage you, feel free to watch this webinar that we have going on here, but I don't want you to get ahead of yourself, okay? So we've broken down the steps of launching these products on Amazon. And if you split it into 20 steps or whatever, they're pretty easy. Each individual step is very simple. However, if you haven't even found your product yet, and you're watching this webinar to learn how to do AMS, it might seem a little bit overwhelming to you. But if you break them down into each individual lesson, they're all pretty simple. So if you haven't found a product yet and ordered that product from the factory, I would actually encourage you to go back and just be watching the first 3 sessions so you can be learning that. And while you're waiting for this product to get made at the manufacturer, then you can come back and watch how to do PPC and sponsored ads and keyword research and all that kind of stuff. So this stuff isn't necessary to being successful. Jungle Sticks, we never used AMS ads on, and they've been a tremendous success. I think we're up to $300,000 of total sales in the past year and a half. So it's not required. I just wanted to show you guys some of the more advanced tactics. So what are headline ads? If you search for a product right now, please don't click this particular ad because we get charged every time you click it, but you've probably seen these on Amazon, okay? So if you search for our product or something else, oftentimes you'll see these headline ads. I have it outlined in orange, and this is something that's relatively new. I think they've only been on Amazon for maybe a year or so. And they're very nice ads. As you can see, they're very prominent. They take up a lot of space. When I search hooded baby towel, there I have that whole top line that should catch your eye before you even get to the products below it. So that's the type of ad we're going to be covering tonight. If you're looking at this on mobile, it's going to look something similar to this. So instead of showing, if we go back, this one has the 3 products that are included on it. And on mobile and on smaller tablets, it's only going to be showing this one image. So we're going to discuss that a little bit more because this is important because I think roughly 70% or something really high is the amount of traffic that's now on Amazon from mobile. So it's important to be thinking about that. So included in these headline ads is a main image, as well as some sales copy, okay? So you get to choose your 3 products, you get to upload an image, and you get to write a short piece of sales copy. So that's what we're going to be discussing tonight. I'm going to give you an example in a little while. I'll let you watch over my shoulder as we create these. However, we're starting with just the basics about, what types of things should we be writing for our headlines, what does Amazon allow, etc. So I gave this last week as well because the same piece of information pertained for the product display ads. However, these are a few guidelines that Amazon gives. I'm not even going to read these to you because I will say that these ads are, unlike Amazon sponsored products, these ads are approved by humans. So there is a little bit of interpretation for these particular rules. However, some things, for example, a whole bunch of exclamation marks and stuff, that won't even go through. That wouldn't let you submit that. And then other than that, it's up to a human, up to interpretation. So these are some of the headlines that we've gotten approved. These are for both the headline and the product display ads, but I just wanted to show all these to you to give you some example of ones that do get approved. Feel free to just kind of take note when looking at Amazon listings, also what other types of headlines get approved. But these are a few of ours. Some of these are performing a lot better than others, and I'm going to give you some tips on kind of how you can recreate the ones that are performing well. So these aren't necessarily headlines that are doing well. These are ones that made it through the AMS approval process, were approved, so we were allowed to show these ads on Amazon. These are some of the ones that were rejected. And the little bullet point below them gives the reason that Amazon sent us back, the reason that it was rejected. So I noticed that they'll use this. It seems like whoever's like approving these just have like a list of items to select from. So they just say like, oh, this breaks rule number 1, this breaks rule number 10 or whatever. So they don't necessarily say like, hey, you have to change the numbers 100 to something else. They just give you like one of these like boilerplate responses in typical Amazon fashion. However, it seems like it's very difficult to get sales copy approved that talks about the price. But I have seen people run ads that do, and I've heard that those perform pretty well, but I wasn't able to get any approved that talked about like a better price or a lower price or more competitively priced or better value, things like that. So, yeah, actually I was looking at iPhone cables a few days ago, and it was frustrating because Amazon Basics had some AMS ads running that had said something along the lines of like, the best cables at the lowest price or something. I was like, darn you, but that's all right. We can still do well without, we don't have to talk about price in order for these ads to do well. So I looked at some of our AMS ads today, and obviously, I know there's like 10 or 15 of you guys following along with this that launched the exact same product as us and also selling the hooded baby towels. And I'll go ahead and just share our targeting and our headlines with you later so you can copy those too. But for most of you guys, our headlines aren't going to do you any good. So instead, I tried to create the kind of like formulas so you can recreate some of our best performing ad copy for your own particular product. All right. So one that's performing really well says our hooded baby towels or our baby towels. Our baby towel is 5x softer. Our baby towel is 12x thicker. Something along those lines. So if you're selling like something like coffee cups, you could say like, what is like the desired outcome of my coffee cup? Maybe I want it to keep my coffee hot longer, or the headphones, it sounds crisper or nicer, or I don't know, something along those lines. So, if I'm selling my Jungle Scout sunglasses here, then maybe I would say like our sunglasses cut twice as much, 2x as much glare, something along those lines, okay? So you can use this kind of like as a formula for your own product. Another one that's doing really well is the second one. So like your target user, so maybe that's for our product, this one's kind of easy because like our target is a baby, and babies usually aren't shopping for themselves. It's usually like the mom or the dad or a relative or whoever is shopping for the particular baby, but that's okay. It can be used for other products or purposes away. So you can say like your target user will be amazed or blown away or stoked, or like a word describing kind of like how excited or how they would feel if the desired outcome occurred. So an example would be like, you will be amazed how skinny you look. And maybe that's if you're selling waist trainers or something, I don't know. Around Father's Day, an ad like this might do well. Like your dad will be blown away with the smoothness of this shaver. So you have to be kind of thinking, the target user could be themselves as well. Like, I don't know, you get the idea. You can kind of like use these formulas for your own products. Trust headlines seem to work really well. I know this is one of our best performing headlines, and I actually see these all around Amazon. So if I was selling my Jungle Scout sunglasses again, unfortunately these aren't for sale on Amazon yet, but I would say like the sunglasses professional athletes trust. Or if I was selling leather gloves, it'd be like gloves more cowboys trust. For our particular product, it would say the softest towel that moms trust. Something along those lines. So that's doing really well. And this last one, you or yours target user won't be able to put down or stop using your particular product. Your mom won't be able to put down our fidget spinner. Or you could even say you won't be able to put down our fidget spinner if you think you're selling directly to the particular user. You won't be able to look away from our TV screen. I don't know, something along those lines. So hopefully this gives you guys some good ideas and you can put your own products, the target user, the desired outcomes, etc., into these kind of like equations and come up with some really good sales copy for yourselves. And I apologize, it might be a little bit hard to read, but we need to be thinking about, like, at all times, and this is kind of like sales copywriting 101, is, you know, like, what would convince your buyer to purchase your product, or what do you want to tell them? What's your unique value proposition that you want to make aware to them to get them to purchase your particular product? Okay. So some other things that we're going to be talking about today and things we're going to be going over is use keywords that they're searching for. And I'm gonna show you in a few minutes when we do some keyword research on how we find this. But, you know, like, I'm not a parent. I don't have any kids yet. So, you know, I might not be the best person to sell hooded baby towels, but that's fine. Like, I can just do the data-driven route to figure all this out. But what I realized is people were searching for a lot of different names for little tiny humans, and to get these towels. They're calling them newborns or toddlers or kids or babies, or I don't know, like a few other ones. Okay. And a newborn is very different from a toddler, right? So newborn would be like a tiny little baby, I guess. The toddlers, I don't know, maybe they can walk around or something. So if someone's searching for a toddler towel or a towel for their toddler, I don't want to show them an ad that says, like, newborn, like, your newborn soft skin will like our towel or something, because the parents might be like, oh, that's for like newborns. Like, I have a toddler, that towel wouldn't fit them. So we can break down and create groups out of these keywords to give them hyper-targeted results. And the more targeted the result is that you give them, the better that your ads are going to perform. That's one thing that I've realized. So another example of this, if someone's searching for an organic product, in your sales copy, in your headline, you want to make clear to them that it is an organic product, right? Because they specifically typed in, like, organic towel, or whatever, organic, this, that, or the other thing. So you want to, like, make clear to them that that your product is organic, if it is. Or if people are searching for LED light bulbs, they don't want to see an advertisement for Edison light bulbs. They want to see an advertisement for LED light bulbs. So you want to make clear that, like, maybe you would say, like, our LED light bulbs are the most energy efficient on the market, or something like that. So we want to, you know, use the same verbiage that our customers using, and we want to make clear to them that these things that they're searching for, our product fits those needs for them. So the more targeted you can make these keyword groups, the better your ads will perform. All right. So where do you find the keywords at? My favorite place to look for the keywords is in the sponsored products search term report. If you're thinking about setting up AMS ads, you probably are already running sponsored product ads. If not, I would encourage you to do so first. So that's where we're going to be looking at. You can also find these keywords, though, just in the keyword research methods that we discussed in session 11. So if you haven't seen that, you can find the replay, junglescout.com/million. And we have all the replays for sessions 1 through 20 up there. So I'm going to let you look over my shoulder in a second. But before we do that, every week we're doing a social media giveaway. So each week we give away some Jungle Scout t-shirts, free subscriptions to our software. It's super easy to win. And even if you're watching a replay of this, we are going to be selecting winners every week for all of 2017. So don't ever feel like it's too late to enter. But this week, or, you know, from next week, Carol Baskin is the winner of one of our t-shirts. And this is a fairly long little excerpt. So I'm just going to give you the highlights, but this was, like, super cool and inspiring to hear people's, like, different whys on, you know, why they want to create a business, whether it is financial freedom, location freedom. In our case, we're doing it for philanthropic reasons, to build these schools through Pencils of Promise. Carol's doing it to raise money to save large cats, so like lions and tigers and that kind of stuff. So it was really cool. It was a very inspiring story on how like our tools have helped her to do so, and how the $1 million case study has helped her to do so. And it's just kind of like also cool that, you know, like Jungle Scout, like, you know, tigers and lions from the jungle and stuff. So it fit in really cool. So congratulations, Carol. Amelia from our team is going to be contacting you. This is the rest of her story. You can pause this and read through it if you want. I think you can pause on Facebook Live and YouTube Live and stuff, but if not, you can watch the replay and read over this. But it's a really cool story. So congratulations, Carol. We also have Carla and Lordan. Carla won the standard web app. Lordan, I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, wins another t-shirt. And these are, we asked them what the most difficult part of selling on Amazon is. So this is, you know, growing and scaling and launching these products. It's not all like positive things, right? You're going to hit little like road bumps along the way. And we want to share that kind of stuff with you guys to give you like a realistic picture of what it takes to like grow one of these physical products businesses. So these are a couple stories of Carla and Lordan, like the bumps they've hit along the way and how they've kind of like persevered through that. So we really appreciate you guys sharing your stories. Again, Amelia will contact you to make sure you get set up. If you guys are interested in winning some stuff, t-shirts, subscriptions to our web app, featured during the $1 million case study and on our website, like I said, every week, all of 2017, junglescout.com/giveaway. And it's super simple to enter. And yeah, we normally don't really have that many people entering. So if you enter, there's like a really good chance you're going to win something. So I'd recommend you do so. With that being said, let's go ahead and find some keywords. All right. So right now I'm inside of my Amazon Seller Central account. I'm going to go to reports and click on advertising reports. All right. I'm then going to click on search term report. And I'm going to either request this if you don't have one. I already have one, so I can just download it right here. So I would download it to my computer. I've already done that, and I already went ahead and opened it up. But I would recommend using Google Sheets for this. That's my preferred program to manipulate data like this, as opposed to Microsoft Excel. And it's totally free, which is a huge bonus. So this is what so to import it, don't just open it because it exports in like a TXT format. Instead, go to File, Import, select it, and then it will upload. And this is what it looks like when it's uploaded, okay? So I'm just going to real quickly, I'm going to select the top row. I'm going to click on Data and then Filter. And this just makes it real easy for us to manipulate and to work with this data that we're going to be using to find the keywords that we want to target for our headline ads. So if you have a whole bunch of sales, it makes it a little bit easier because you can find exactly what keywords are converting well. If you don't have that many sales yet, maybe your product's relatively young, only a few weeks old or whatever, then another good way you can do is filter by the click-through ratio. And the data, the information that I'm looking at here, this is from my sponsored products account, okay? This isn't from my AMS account. So even if you're setting up headline ads for the first time, you'll still have this data as long as you're running these ads in your sponsored products account inside Seller Central. Okay. So that's where all this information comes from. The reason that I like this particular report, if you're not familiar with it, is it gives the actual real customer search term. So when I was running automatic campaigns, someone searched for baby beach, and Amazon deemed my product relevant for their particular search query. So it showed them my ad. Okay. If you see like an alphanumeric string like this is an ASIN, and this is actually like one of our competitors or a similar product. So someone was on this particular ASIN page, clicked through to land at my page. Okay. So like I said, we want to look for good search terms for us to run these headline ads for. So we're starting, let's go ahead. Let's see. Like we could search by product sales here. Let me zoom in a little bit here, because I imagine some of you guys probably have a little bit of a hard time seeing this. If you're not watching this on YouTube you can watch in 1080p. I think on Facebook you can only watch 720, so it might be a little bit bigger there. But so we're starting to get a fair amount of sales. However, I'm just gonna realize a lot of people watching this will probably just be getting started, so they won't have that many sales yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and find these keywords using the click-through ratio, the CTR, and this just tells me that products that have a better CTR are probably more relevant for those particular keywords. So I'm going to go ahead and just filter out anything that only has like 1 or 2 clicks, just because if it's only 1 or 2 clicks, it could be a fluke. Once you start getting a bunch of clicks, then it's probably something a little bit different. And then I'm just going to search or sort through the highest click-through ratio at the top. Okay. So in sponsored products, I would say like anything higher than I would say like 0.2 or 0.3 is pretty good, okay? So there's going to be words that are pretty relevant for my particular product. So what I can do here is I can start looking at what the customer search terms were to try to start getting an idea of what customers are searching for when they land on my product. Because like the example I gave earlier, I don't have any kids, so I wouldn't have thought of right away. Like if you're not real familiar with your target market, and even if you are, you probably won't know right away like what real humans are searching for in finding your product. So I wouldn't have thought of that. Like right here we see that what I sell: toddler bath towels, newborn bath set, infant bath towel. So people are calling these small humans different phrases. So it'd be good for me to target each of them individually. I can also get other ideas of what people are searching for. So I can just kind of look through this. I see jungle snugs and jungle often. This is just because people who are watching the $1 Million Case Study are searching for our product and clicking on our sponsored products. So we don't, you guys won't have that same problem since you're not publicly launching these products, but we don't have enough legit brand presence yet for people to actually real customers to actually be searching for that stuff. So I see organic in there. I see bamboo. Let's see, like I said, newborn, all that kind of stuff. So what I would want to do next is create different ad groups. So these are ad groups that I'm going to write different headlines and different sales copy for to target that specific audience. So let's do baby, toddler, newborn, maybe kids. Let's see, we saw bamboo, we saw organic. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Boys, I have infant. So we could do boys, girls, infant. Then some fit into multiple ones, like baby gifts for newborn girls, elephant baby towel. Ours isn't an elephant, so I'm not gonna really try to target that one. But you can look through your own customer search terms and start trying to get ideas and be thinking about what we're trying to do here is be thinking about what different types of groups could we specifically target and specifically call out for things. Okay, so then what I do is anything that fits into this baby category. And what I can do here is I can just search baby. Okay. Let's see. Doesn't look like that worked. Oh yeah, I think I have to clear baby, select all. Okay. These are all things people are searching for that uses the term baby. All right. So I have a lot. So I could copy.
So do you ever?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Do you click through to look at the ASINs that people click through from? Or is that a bit time consuming?
So when I'm doing the product display ads, like the ones we covered last week, I would do that because we're trying to show these ads on specific, like our competitors or complementary products, detailed listing page. For this particular type of ad, I'm not too concerned with it because these are showing up on search pages.
Got it.
So I could put everything that has baby in here and you get the idea, right? I could then go back. I could search for so let's see, clear. Let's try bamboo. So these would all be good search terms to target for bamboo. All right. So now if I went through and did that with all of them, then I would have these different ad groups. And now hopefully the wheels are starting to turn for you here. We want to be thinking about someone searching for a bamboo towel. What types of things would we want to tell them to influence them to purchase our particular product? So it's pretty clear, right, that they're familiar with bamboo towels, that maybe they understand how, I don't know, maybe they understand how soft they are. So we could go back, we could look at some of my little formulas that we created here. And, maybe we could say, like this top one, we could say something like, our bamboo towel is 3x softer than cotton. So I don't know, maybe that would be a headline that we want to try for that one. If someone's searching for baby, then I want to make sure that I call it a baby towel and not a toddler towel or a newborn towel. If they're searching for specifically like girls, I would probably want to show like our pink towel for the main image. And maybe I could try to say something that'd be like more relevant for baby girls. Maybe I use the verbiage I use is more words like adore, I don't know, like whatever words you would describe to use to describe a little baby girl. Okay. So that's this. I want to try to give you guys like the big picture concepts here as opposed to exactly what we're doing for our particular product, because I realize that most of you guys aren't selling these hooded baby towels. So you need to be thinking about like what different types of products, like we could probably use an example real quick I have a little, seeing what's on my desk. I have a little microphone clip here. Maybe you can kind of see it in this tiny little small image. So I have no idea about microphone clips, but if I were to look at my search results, people would probably be searching for maybe different sizes or different brand names or different colors or different materials. So maybe people are searching for metal microphone clips or plastic microphone clips. So if my clip is metal and people are searching for plastic microphone clip, I might still try to show them a headline ad, but I would say metal is 3x more durable than plastic. Or I don't know, whatever other feature people would be looking for in microphone clips. So you can use the same ideas for whatever your particular product is. So yeah, hopefully that explains that pretty well. We're going to jump back into a few slides here, and then that's when we will build some of these headline ads together. So quick recap, I described most of this as I was showing you guys my Google Sheet, but you want to be grouping your highest converting words in the smallest groups possible. So some other ones that I did was I saw people were searching for like a set, and our towel actually is a towel and a washcloth set. So I specifically call that out, like get a matching washcloth with your towel with this set or whatever else. We are targeting people that are searching for like cotton baby towels, and we're trying to explain to them that bamboo is softer. It's hypoallergenic. It's supposed to like not grow bacteria on it as fast. So we're trying to educate people who are searching for cotton towels about the benefits of our towel instead. I didn't think about it when we first launched this product, but it looks like people are buying these towels for the beach too. In hindsight, it seems pretty obvious, but I didn't think of that at the time. So I can specifically target them. Like, I could say something like, just like the best beach towels, or I don't know, sand shakes out easily from our beach towels. I don't know why people would, what people are looking for when they're getting beach towels, but you get the idea here.
Greg, is it important that we remove duplicates? I think I saw a bamboo baby towel in both your bamboo and your baby group.
Yeah, good question. So Amazon won't let you bid against yourself. So it doesn't drive up your bids by having the same words in different groups. However, what you may find is like you're getting a whole bunch of impressions with one and not the other. And if that's the case and you want to test the other, you could just like pause it in one group. So it's not that big of a deal if you have it in multiple groups, but something to be mindful of. So in a second here, we're going to be creating one of these as a demo. And you'll notice unlike sponsored products where all we're doing is bidding on keywords and keyword types and match types, with these AMS ads, it's cool because we get a little piece of sales copy in there, and we also get to upload one of our own images that's not necessarily one of our product images, okay? So some things to keep in mind when you're uploading this picture is, remember I showed you that example earlier when we're looking at these headline ads on desktop, we get to see like the image that we upload as well as a few other images, like the 3 images that we're advertising. However, on mobile, it only shows that one image that you upload. So that's something to be mindful of. It's also really cool that we can now use lifestyle images for this. So your main image for like your normal Amazon product needs to have a pure white background. But for these headline ads, it actually allows us to use a like a lifestyle image. It doesn't have to have like a pure white background, so you can keep that in mind. At the end of the day, each niche and market and everything is going to be a little bit different. So what I would encourage you to do is to set up multiple ads, see which one performed the best, and then hopefully optimize from there. So we'll talk about match types real quick. The big difference between AMS and sponsored products is, I can't believe this, but AMS doesn't correct for plurals, stemmings, and misspellings. So this is like the most basic, crude ad platform ever. At least when I tested this like a few months ago, they didn't, and I heard this, so I wanted to test it for myself. I'm sure they'll fix this sometime in the future if you're watching a replay, but you can probably assume right now that it doesn't correct for things like this. That means if people misspell one of your words, like that particular keyword that you're bidding on won't show up. We are able to select 3 different match types. So broad match, phrase match, or exact match. However, they're a little bit different than sponsored products or most ad platforms, since it doesn't do stemmings, plurals, and misspellings. So broad would just be like, if you choose the broad match, people can add on words before it, in the middle of it, or after it, and your ad can still show. With phrase match, it can only include words before it or after it. So if we do baby towels, then baby hooded towels wouldn't show because that has a word in between it, and we chose phrase match. An exact match has to be your exact word or words. Real quick, you'll be thankful that you do this if one day you have a whole bunch of products, or hopefully you already do have a whole bunch of products. It's best practice to get in a good naming convention when you create these, because after a while you'll have a ton of these headline ads, and it can get pretty confusing if right now you just name stuff like you don't include the product name or number or SKU or anything like that. Well, down the road, if you have 20 products, it's like, well, I don't know which product that is anymore. And so it's best just to get in this practice early on. So I would recommend just your product name, the ad type, which for this is going to be headline, and then the identifier, which for us would be something like baby or toddler or organic or beach towel or whatever else. A few last tips before I let you watch over my shoulder, so I can demo how to make these. AMS is still very like basic and crude. I'm sure they're going to improve on this over the coming months and years. But right now it's a new platform, and it shows like the reporting is not very good. You can't like download more sophisticated reports. There's no negative keywords in there. There is one kind of cool hack, and I'll show this to you guys in a minute. You can actually use like a competitor's URL to find words that Amazon thinks that they should rank for. That's pretty cool because those are probably like words that they're actually converting for. So yeah, a few important things to know about AMS. So that being said, look over my shoulder. Let's look in my AMS account, and we'll create some of these ads together. Come on, AMS. There it is. Oh, I reloaded right when it loaded. All right, so you go to advertising, click on new campaign. It's making me re-sign in real quick. Sorry. All right, new campaign. We're going to click the middle option. Let me zoom in a little. I know if you're watching this on your cell or whatever else, it's kind of hard to see. Hopefully that's better. So I'm going to create a headline search type ad. What I can do here is I can give them a custom URL that lands on my products. There's this way to kind of create these where you put like your ASINs in the URL, and it show like a page shows up with only your products on there. However, that's a little bit more complicated. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to find my products here, and I'm going to let Amazon create these for me. So I'm just searching for Jungle Snugs. Go ahead again.
Sorry, Greg, just to clarify, are you saying that there are no recommended products or customers who bought only your products show up?
When you create one of those custom URLs?
Yeah.
That's correct. If you create it the right way. So sorry, just to clarify here again, I'm going to go ahead and click on this because I won't get charged. But you guys, please don't click on these because we do get charged every time. So when someone clicks on one of these ads, they're taken to a page like this where it shows the 3 products that you chose for that particular ad. So the easiest way to do this, to create one of these, is just the way that I'm showing. You just search for your product or put in the ASINs, and then you add these. Okay, so now I have my 3. These are just 3 different colors selected. And when someone clicks on my ad, then they'll get taken to a page that looks like this. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Cool. So if you don't have, so I actually didn't even think about this when we were ordering our product, but it worked out pretty well that we ordered 3 different colors. If you only have one relevant product to advertise, there is this kind of like a little bit of a hack that you can do in order to still run these headline ads. What I can do is I can run multi-packs, and I can select each of those for my 3 products. So for example, with Jungle Sticks. With Jungle Sticks right now, all we have is just one type of, we don't have any variations. We don't have any other marshmallow roasting or camping equipment or whatever else to advertise along with that. So in that particular case, what I could do is I can create 2 more children product for Jungle Sticks. So I could do like a 3-pack and a 10-pack of Jungle Sticks. And I could select those, and I could run the headline ad with all Jungle Sticks. I'll just be running the 1-pack, the 3-pack, and the 10-pack. So that's a little bit of like a hack that you can use if you don't have 3 products to run. All right. So like I said, we want to get a new good naming convention. So I'm going to say Snugs headline. For this particular one, let's see, what are we going to do? We will do bamboo. All right. For budget, I would encourage you guys, if you want to be super aggressive and you have plenty of capital to spend on it, feel free to do like a high budget. You will get data and get results quicker that way. However, for most people watching this, I'd recommend just a smaller budget. That way you're not spending too much money while you're learning what works well. Similar to sponsored products, the reporting is a little bit delayed in AMS, like 48 hours. So if your budget's $50 a day or $100 a day, you might spend $300 before you even know whether people purchase those products or not. So a smaller budget is going to be better for most of you guys. So yeah, I'm going to add my own keywords. I'm going to select these bamboo ones that we found. So I'm going to add those. Personally, I would recommend to run all of the keywords with 3 different match types. So with broad, let's say I'll run those at 80 cents. All right. I'm going to do the same keywords with phrase. I'm going to run those at 90 cents. And I'll run all those same words with exact match for $1. So I'm willing to spend a little bit more if I know they typed in exactly bamboo baby hooded towel than I would with like broad match, because the broad match, maybe they type in what's, like bamboo towel with broad match, someone could type in best bamboo towel for grown-ups. And, I don't want to bid as high on that or spend as much money on that because I'm not guaranteed that it's highly targeted. Okay. So I'll add all these exact match ones. All right. Brand name. I tried to hack this and I used to type in all different kinds of stuff. Most of it didn't work. One time I did get through Jungle Snugs 100% for charity, but I wouldn't recommend it. I just recommend doing your real brand name. Let's see. What do we come up with our headline? This one's probably not the best. If I thought about it a little more, I'd come up with one a little better. But it will work for this example. And my feature image, I would recommend choosing something different than your main images. So I'm already using this image for the white variation of this particular towel. So I would just choose a different image that I have and upload it there. With that being said, remember what we talked about earlier about that this image is the only image that's going to be showing on mobile and tablets. So you do want to make sure it's one of your best images or what you believe would be one of your highest converting images. For this example, I'm just going to leave it there, but all you do is you just click choose an image and you just upload a different image, okay? And that's it. Submit campaign for review. And that's it. It seems like it normally takes like 24 hours for them to get verified. Like I said, it is like a actual human that verifies these as opposed to like sponsored products where there's no like actual human verification process. So it does take a little bit of time. All right. So we'll just go back to my slides over here real quick. I real quick want to talk about, after these have been running for a little while, what do we need to do to make sure that they are optimized and that we're getting the most bang for the buck? So my strategy with my sponsored products, my headline ads, and my product display ads is to keep my ACoS, that's my advertising cost of sale, at either the break-even point for when I make zero profit on that particular sale or better. Okay. So last week we calculated our ACoS for our break-even ACoS for our Jungle Snugs. If I remember right, it was like 30%. So anything that's been running and has gotten a few sales and I feel like has like a valid data set, if the ACoS is above 30%, that's when I would want to tune it back. So I would either want to pause words that I'm spending money on that aren't converting well, or that's when I would want to decrease my bids for those. And on the same token, any words that are converting really well, I would want to, if I felt like I wasn't getting all of the impressions that I could potentially increase my bids for those, hoping to get more impressions. If your words are doing well and you're only doing like broad match type to start, I would also recommend putting those same words into phrase type or exact match and seeing how those perform. And then after that, it's all about doubling down on what's working and cutting out what's not working, right? So for example, if I find that I have one headline that's performing really, really well, like our case right now, I might want to try that headline for like a different set of ads. Or if one ad's performing really well and I use one main image, then you might want to try using that same main image for some of your other products. So after that, it's all about continuously like iterating. It'd be good to go into your AMS account like every week, adjust bids accordingly, try to double down or to test new sales copy, test new images. It's one of those things that like there's no end to the optimization. So, as much as you enjoy it or have time to spend on it, you can always be like testing something new, and it pays off. Let's see. So real quick.
Hey, Greg, a couple of questions about optimizations. Do you get data on position, as in rank, or device?
So keep in mind with AMS ads, especially headline ads, that there's only one position. They don't show multiple headline ads for one search term. So to answer your question, no. The reporting's super basic. I can share my screen. We can look at it together real quick. But Here, I'll share it and I'll show you what you do get. But the short answer to your question again is no, that you don't get that.
Okay.
So we get the number of impressions, clicks, the average cost per click, our spend, our total sales, and our ACoS. So on some of these, they're performing really well. This one, it's at 15%, which is great. 80% is, there's hope for that to be adjusted. 313% is terrible. So today I want to go through and I want to adjust that. So, there's a wide range here, right? Like this one, 10% is good. 30% we said is about break even. 240% is terrible. So I want to go through these and I want to adjust them accordingly. I want to stop spending money on the ones that are doing really well. And, I want to continue running these ones like 10%, 15%. I think I saw one earlier that was only had like 3 sales and it was only at like 4%. So those are the ones that I'm going to continuously run because that's a great return on investment. And these other ones, it was a learning experience. I've lost a little bit of money on it, but in the long run, I know what is going to be working well. What other? It looks like we usually try to keep these about an hour, guys. Looks like we do have time for a couple more questions if you want to ask them again.
Yeah, absolutely. Just an interesting note from Alvaro Fierro is he's saying negative keywords do work on AMS for him. So maybe it's in beta. That would be interesting.
Ah, fantastic. Cool.
Yeah, so one question from Goran Susnar is, should we do AMS over regular PPC since we can do sponsored ads in addition to everything else?
I would recommend doing both simultaneously. So you don't have to choose one or the other. You can run both of these ad types. That's what we're doing. That's what I'd recommend. You'll probably find, ideally we find a certain amount of AMS ads that are converting at that like 10% ACoS or 15% ACoS because that's a really good ROI for us and like it boosts our sales. And then same thing with our sponsored products. Hopefully we, after a certain amount of optimization, we're finding campaigns that are running at like a really good ACoS, and we'll continuously run those forever too. So at the earlier phases of a product, there is a certain amount of kind of like setup like this. And then ideally, like long term, you can just let these run and make good money from them.
Great. So here's a question from Jesse Wong. After running both display ads and headline ads, which one performed better in the case of Jungle Snugs? And how is the performance compared to sponsored ads?
Yeah, really good question. So let's see here. It looks like out of my 10 top performers, I have 4 headline searches and 6 product display ads. It's still a little bit early to tell since we've only been running these for a few weeks. If 10% or 15% ACoS continues well into the future, then I'll be really stoked. I will also say that for all the products that I've run the AMS ads for, these Jungle Snugs have probably been the most competitive, and I'm pretty sure it's because right now there's about like 10 or 15 other people that have launched like the same product as we have at the same time. There's kind of following along the $1 million case study a little bit too closely with the exact same product. And I think that's kind of driving up the cost of these right now. And I don't suspect that, stays around for a long amount of time. But in general, I think you expect to get like a little bit better ACoS and ROI with the AMS ads, just because there's like less people on that platform. There's like a little bit of a hurdle to get into it. It's not that hard. We covered that in last week's session if you want to check it out. But yeah.
All right. Another question from Alvaro. Do you pause when your product is out of stock?
No need to. Amazon automatically does that. So they won't show ads if you're not in stock or you're not controlling the buy box.
Got it. And I apologize. I think I cut you off. We did have one more slide. Curious to know what's up next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so next week, for episode number 22, it's gonna be on July 26th. an hour earlier than this week. So it's going to be 4 p. Pacific time, 7 p. Eastern time. We're going to be talking about inventory management and inventory management best practices. And if you haven't already, I'd really encourage you guys to sign up for the reminder emails at junglescout.com/million. That'll make sure you're in the know of how our product's doing, when we figure like new cool stuff out, and let you know when we do these webinars, because they're not always at the same time or at the same day. So it's really good for you guys to register there. Inventory management and best practices. It's one of those things that's not a super sexy topic to talk about. And I actually don't see many people in the space discuss this often. With that being said, it's very important, to your bottom line, your overall revenue and profit, to make sure that you're always in stock. And it's very important for your cash flow to not be ordering too much inventory. So next week, we're going to be talking about some inventory management best practices. This is especially important once you start having multiple products because it's harder to keep up with. July 26th, 4 p. Pacific time, 7 p. Eastern time. We are going to be broadcasting live again, just like we are this week. And yeah, I hope to see all of you guys there. What do you think, Gen? Should we do 2 more questions? We normally do about an hour. It looks like we have a couple minutes left.
Sure. From Alexander Fung. Hey, Alex. Question. Are the suggested bids from AMZ closer in AMS compared to sponsored products?
No. It does give you one pretty cool thing, though. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see this real quickly, because this is pretty neat. So if I go to my AMS and let's try to optimize this guy, 170% ACOS, which needs some optimization. So I'm going to show you something here that is pretty cool that they don't have in sponsored products. If I look at things that have a little bit, I guess that shows a bad example. Stand by. Let me find a different one for you guys. Let's try this one. So it gives you your estimated win rate. I don't find this to be super accurate, but it might be a little bit better. Let me zoom in, just make sure you guys can see this. But this is kind of cool. I wish they did this in sponsored products too. What it is a slider saying hey, if I bid 20 cents, my estimated win rate would be 50 to 75%. However, I want 90% up. It's saying I have to bid about 333. So I don't know. That might be fairly accurate because it looks like I've been getting clicks for 46 cents. So that might be a little conservative, but yeah, that's something that's kind of cool with AMS that you don't see in sponsored products. Let's do one more again, if you got a good one for us.
I don't see one.
Yeah, no worries.
Relevant. But maybe Kuwait Beats has a question. What's the general rule of thumb for shipping price under £2 a unit?
General rule of thumb, shipping price under £2 per unit. I would recommend going back. I don't remember the session number, but we did a whole webinar on shipping from China. It was one of our best sessions, probably. We brought in someone from Freightos. They had some really good rules of thumbs for calculating and figuring out these just rules of thumbs for shipping stuff like that. So yeah, I would recommend just going back and checking that out.
Agreed.
Yeah. So.
All right, Greg, I do have a good one.
All right.
All right.
Last one.
Last one. Thank you. Did you spend much more in marketing because of this case study than you normally do?
Yeah. So we it should come to no surprise, you guys. We're seeing a lot more competitors than what we normally would from launching this product. Because, like I said, there are a lot of people just launching the exact same product as we are at the same time. So, we're all kind of in this launch phase together. We also see a lot of people searching. We've tried to put in negative keywords to minimize this. However, there's only so much you can do. So there are also a lot of people that are following along with the case study, and they'll search for us and then click on our ads. And Amazon doesn't know that they're just case study watchers. So, yeah, I think hopefully we're not getting all of the jungle snugs, or I even saw like there were search terms for like jungle $1 million case study, what snugs product, whatever. And like I clicked for that. I was like, dang it. So yes, I think our marketing costs are higher than normal, but that's all right. We're just, we're doing the best we can with it. And yeah. So with that being said, guys, next week, July 26th, inventory management and best practices. I hope you join us. If you haven't already signed up, please do so at junglescout.com/million. And if you like to give us a little social love, it would be much appreciated wherever you're tuning in from. If you can give us the thumbs up, or if you can subscribe below, or even like a comment on one of our pages or our YouTube videos, we would really appreciate it. So with that being said, again, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.